Hey, welcome back to my channel. In today's video I'm going to show you how I made my very own plant pot just using rope, my sewing machine, a tape measure and a pair of scissors, and I also had a plant pot to measure it against as well. So first of all I'm just measuring how wide I need the plant pot to be, and then I'm going to use a zigzag stitch on my sewing machine. So I'm setting the settings to zigzag and to as wide as it can go, and then I'm starting off by just coiling the rope around and zigzag stitching between the rope. So it's a little bit fiddly to start off with. You need to keep moving round, but as you start to get a bigger circle come together, it's a little bit easier to move around with your hands. So at some points I am just stopping and helping it around by manually turning the machine. But as you can see here, it's starting to get a little bit easier. I'm just doing zigzag stitch all the way around until I have a circle wide enough for the base of the plant pot. So I think what I'm going for at the moment is 18 centimeters. When I'm happy with the width, to then start going up the sides, all I'm doing is lifting the base up so it's at a right angle to the sewing machine. My sewing machine, I couldn't quite get a right angle, so as close as I could get it. And then I'm just carrying on using the same method, just going around with my zigzag stitch, keeping the base pressed up at a 90-degree angle to start going up the sides. So I really struggled to find larger plant pots for indoor plants, so now I know this method, I can make my own. Not sure how much rope I used as I only had a little bit left, but I'd say that it was roughly 10 to 15 meters of rope for this pot. And as I'm going along, I'm just measuring to see how high the pot is. So I think I wanted it 16 centimeters high. Also at this point I realised that the tension had an impact on the pot as well. So there were parts where I was pulling the rope tighter and the pot was getting narrower, and there are other points where I was obviously not pulling it as tight and it was a bit looser. So I think at the end you can kind of see that on the finished pot. Also there are a few sections I missed, but that's fine, you can just go back over them as well. So it started to get a little bit tricky around the top of the pot also, but generally it was a really effective method. Then when I got to the end of the rope, I just tucked the end of the rope in behind the last line of rope, just zigzag stitched it to secure it down, back tacking at the end as well. As you can see, there are parts of the pot which are narrower and parts which are wider. This was because of the tension. So now I'm just trimming off any loose threads, and I put a bag inside the pot as well so that the plant would still be able to drain through. After measuring my plant in the pot, I decided that it was a little bit too high, so I did trim some excess off and then tried it back in. So here it's a little bit snug around the edge. It was plenty wide enough at the base, so I think had I managed to keep a consistent tension, it would have been much better. So now I'm just stitching the plastic bag into the pot and just neating up the edge a little bit. Here is the finished pot with the plant in it. As you saw, it's a little bit of a struggle for me to get the plant in. I think that's because I got to about here when I was stitching it, and then I realised that the tension, how tight I was pulling the rope and how loose the rope was, really affected the shape of the pot. So as you can see, it's quite like smushy and it does stick out at angles, but I like it. I think it definitely works as a plant pot and it looks better than how it was before, so that's good. As you saw, I put an old plastic bag on the inside just because obviously with the base just being cream, as the plants drain through, then that would go really disgusting underneath. But yeah, I liked it. I think I might try it again in future. Another thing that I could have done is, you can see the zigzag stitching. I could have done the stitching in, oh there's a bit I missed, I might have to go over that by hand. I could have done the stitching in different colours to add more interesting design. I could have added in different coloured ropes as well, But as this was my first attempt, I just wanted to go for it and see how I got on. So yeah, I'm pretty happy with it. In future, I definitely need to be aware of the tension though. That is something I struggled with. I'm not really sure how to do that, but I think it's a really nice like housewarming gift if you know someone that's moving into a new home, or if like me, you can just never find the right size pot. Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it. I'll be back next week with another video. If you did enjoy it, make sure to give it a thumbs up and leave me a comment below to let me know what you thought. If there's any things that I could have done to improve on my method, please feel free to leave them in the comments below. I'm more than happy to be told what I could have improved on. I also think this is a really cool method. I could have made coasters, placemats, so I'm sure I will make more videos using this method in future. As usual, everything I use will be linked in the description box below. Make sure you subscribe to my channel so you don't miss another video, and I will see you next week. Thank you so much for watching. Bye bye!